Media Legs Media. You know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thanks. We got lots of stuff coming up.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. We going to talk about Chris King. Chris King brings back the iconic matte mango color for hubs, stems, and more. If you have anything from Chris King, you're winning. Whether it's the bottom bracket, whether it's the hubs, or a stem. I don't think he does a C-post. But now you can actually get a full Chris King build because now he's got some carbon rims. And it's just like the stuff just lasts forever. I don't have a Chris King bottom bracket in my bike. I got the Campy bottom bracket in my bike, but mine's threaded. It's the 68 power torque, whatever. And I put that bottom bracket in probably 5 years ago, and it's still going. And a couple of those 5 years, I done 10,000 plus miles. It's still going. So, yeah, all of this is new stuff. So, anyway, I digress. But Chris King bottom bracket, I'm yet to try it out. I'm pretty sure I'll get the same quality. But the thing about Chris King stuff, it's all serviceable. So, I probably would still have it if I had a Chris King bottom bracket. I don't have the hubs. I have the BT Swiss hubs. Really nice hubs. Those things are the bomb as well. And let's get into this story. Let's see what they're talking about. It says if you've been missing the matte mango in the Chris King lineup, good news, it's back and better than ever. Chris King components are well known for the eye-catching bright metallic shades ranging from purple to blue to red, everything in between. After an 18-month hiatus, the matte mango is back for headsets, bottom brackets, and hubs. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. It's gorgeous. It says after the brand struggled to make the metallic orange meet the stringent quality standards in 2022, they pulled the mango color of anodized metal from the collection. That I did not know. But wow, it is gorgeous. Look at that. Ooh, my goodness. I wish a woman could be that beautiful. And pleasing and peaceful. Anyway, let me go. A consistent high quality anodized isn't easy. Without consistent monitoring and attention to detail, anodizing can vary from batch to batch and from material to material. We take great care to ensure that every customer gets a headset, bottom bracket, and hubs that closely match, said Greg Hudson, a sales manager at Chris King. In 2022, we were struggling to consistently get our matte mango with intolerance, which caused production delays and increased our lead times. I have to stop. Just look at that. Oh, wow. I got the black. Mine's just plain, black, whatever. But that looks like, that'll make anything look beautiful. Anyway, matte mango was hugely popular when we took it offline to improve its tone and its consistency. So we expect it to be hugely popular again, Hudson said. Chris King has been making anodized components since the late 80s, and the brand is well known for its distinctive style as well as craftsmanship. Looking to spice up your bike, Chris King in 2024 color assortment includes black, matte black, two-tone black and gold, midnight, matte turquoise, red, silver, gold, 3D violet, which first appeared in 1988, and now matte mango. So that's the Chris King story. That's the Chris King story about the matte orange, and I'm pretty stoked that it's coming back. It's weird when I see stuff. Sometimes I just make long-term plans, and I'm like, you know what? I think that has to be part of the lineup in the future. So we will see. You never know. So what we got up next? And on to our next story, with Patrick Lafare. When the season is over for the riders, then my season starts. Ooh, so I have to edit that out. You didn't hear that? I don't know why that happens, man. I got to burp now. Well, it is what it is. So let's get on with it. Patrick Lafare, brace yourself. We're going to get into the easy story first, and then we're going to get into the hard one, or the one that might be a bit controversial. So let's get into this with Patrick Lafare. What's Patrick Lafare say? Recently, Pseudo Quickstep found himself facing a shortage of riders for 2024 season. However, team manager Patrick Lafare took proactive measures to address the situation, according to an interview with Sports. On Sunday, a new rider was signed by us, says Lafare. The Belgian explained, but I'll keep his name to myself for now. When the season is over for the riders, then my season starts, Patrick Lafare says. Patrick Lefevere has not been able to relax since news of the controversial Jumbo-Visma takeover was kiboshed or kiboshed, whatever that is. I sometimes look at everyone on Instagram with envious eyes. I see one rider on vacation doing everything I might not be able to do at my age, such as jet skiing, and then I'm here in Belgium working away. The reason for his stressful autumn was that his team only had 26 riders. World teams need 27 riders. You see this, brace yourself. Patrick Lefevere has weighed in on the women's cycling again. I highlighted it. I'm going to read that to you right after this. So we're going to finish this. It said, it has escaped my notice that all the managers who already pushing me could see on my certain site in December last year that we were still one rider short. I've been bombarded with requests in recent weeks, Lafare chuckles, but thankfully he sorted that so the team is complete and are ready for 2024, although who it is has not been made public. And it's funny because Alaphilippe was doing a live. He was riding Be Cool. It's like Swift, but he was riding the online platform doing a ride. And I asked the question, like, is there any new riders or anything? And it just got ignored. So I guess that's why I got ignored. I'm going to keep his name and of the rider to myself for now because I don't know if the boy himself has communicated to his team. He added, in any case, he was at the end of his contract with them. So he's buying somebody somebody that is currently, doing the business. So probably looks like a hitter or something. He's probably getting them, he's probably buying Sepp Kuss. That would be some dookie if he was buying Sepp Kuss, huh? Hey, it is what it is. Let's wait and see who it is. Who it's going to be. I'm pretty sure it's going to be exciting. But anyway, let's Patrick Lefevere has weighed in on the women's cycling. Let's check this out. Let's see what Patrick Lefevere has said about women's cycling. In an interview with the Belgian outlet, Patrick Lefevere, Pseudo Quickstep, said the women's cycling is being pushed artificially. He also said that many of the current pro cyclists don't deserve the salaries they are getting paid. Artificially pushed. In the long term, I also want to compete at the top in women's cycling. After all, I cannot afford to have the world's best men's team, to be driving right in front of the broom wagon with the women's team. So let me explain what it means for, even if you are into cycling. The broom wagon is like a broom. It sweeps up, after you finish doing what you're doing. If you're making a woodwork table or something, and all the dust that's on the floor and everything, after you finish to end whatever you're making, you sweep up. That's the last thing you do. So the broom wagon is the last thing at the end of the race. So he's saying that if his car is in front of the broom wagon, that means his riders are riding at the back of the race. They're not good enough to be at the front. So the best team their car gets first position. So if there are 18 teams in the race and you have the number one team, your team is positioned to the front of the caravan of cars. So if something happens to your rider, you get to them first. You have a quicker response. Your riders have an advantage. There's less riding for them to do to get back into the group. It doesn't take as long. So it's an advantage. So if you're in front of the broom wagon, that means your car is last. So if there's 18 cars and your support vehicle is back, so something happens to your rider, you're already at a disadvantage because you have weaker riders, and now they have to work even harder to possibly, if not, get back into the race. So that's all it means. It's like, I'm not having that. If I'm gonna have a number one men's team, I'm gonna have a number one women's team. You can't knock the man for that. He's spending his money. You're going to knock the man for the way he wants to spend his money? Anyway, Lafare said, I very much believe in the potential of women cycling. Don't get me wrong. It's just that it's been artificially pushed at the moment. He went on to say that not all of the riders should be paid the minimum salary that the World Tour cyclists are guaranteed. So this is something that they're battling with in the U.S. with women's basketball and all other sports like that. Women's basketball is a joke. WNBA. Ooh, but anyway. So women's salaries. Take the minimum wage, for example. The World Tour says that 60,000 euros. Let's say take the minimum wage, for example, in the World Tour, that is 60,000 euros a year. Lafare 68 said that's not okay. I wish it very much for them, but there are riders who are not worth that amount at all. End quote. In 2021, the UCI increased the women's minimum salary to 32,101 euros. That amount will increase to 35,000 in 2024 and an additional 3,000 in 2025. Lefevere then offered his analysis on what the biggest race in the world, the Tour de Femmes. In the Tour last year, for example, they had to increase the time limit because if they didn't, half the peloton would have arrived outside of the time limit he had it. You don't pay 60,000 euro for someone who can't make it, do you? Now, you have to understand the man and what he's saying. Is what he's saying wrong? Let's be honest. Is what he's saying wrong? If you are paying someone to build a house and they say they can build that house, then they give you the keys for the house and the roof is missing. Yo, I paid you for a job. Finish the job. So let's break it down. When he's saying finish outside the time limit, you have, say, 150 riders start the race. It's never that many women in the women's race. But say you have 150 in the women's race. And when you have time limits are implemented more so on the mountain stages. So the best climber may say finish the race in, so they usually ride all along the flat together, but then as soon as they get into the mountainous parts of the race, the classics types riders and the sprinter type riders don't do so well in the mountains, so they're gonna lose time, so they're not competing on GC. So they say that you have to finish within 20%, I believe it's 20% of the finishing time. So if the race finishes in 5 hours, 20%, you have an hour to get in, basically, after the first person finishes. So that's what he's saying. That had to be extended last year. I didn't know that. So basically, if they did a race that was 5 hours and they have an hour to get in, so what they essentially did last year was they extended those times to maybe hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. I doubt it was like double to 2 hours, but they had to extend that time. So, and then you're saying like, okay, you want things to be on a level playing field or things, rules are rules. And yeah, so that's what he's saying. Like, I'm going to pay somebody 60 euro and they just can't even do the basic part of the job, which is like finish the job when required. It's not requiring them to win. It's just requiring them to finish when, so that they can continue on in the race. But anyway, that's Patrick Lafare. That's what he has to say. That's just my thoughts on what he had to say. And I'm just going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed that. This has been in this Luby Say with Your Legs Media. What we got coming up next? Let's see what's coming up next. So what's coming up next in the city that never sleeps? Cyclists ride the New York Marathon course before runners even line up. So that's the next story. Make sure you tune in. It's been in this Luby Say with Your Legs Media. I appreciate you for tuning in. And remember to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share it, if you can, share it of all your cycling buddies, because I'm telling you, I am going to have the most epic 2024 coverage of most of the classics and the big races for 2024. This is where you want to be. It's gonna be nothing like it. It's gonna be rough around the edges, and then some things are just going to be cool. So just join in. Make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Loop will be the first race, so we're about 100 days away from Loop and getting things on the way.
Sever your legs media. You know what to do. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Thanks. We got lots of stuff coming up.